All right, welcome back, everybody. It's kind of awesome today to go live on Saturday. Get into this marathon, see what's happening, go over some of the videos. Actually, there seems to be a few different ones to go through. So I'm going to touch on them all, see what they have to reveal, and see some reactions and commentary and thoughts on Marathon. Um, what I'm absolutely loving about this so far, I mean, you can say what you want about the colors. I think it pops. Yeah, sure, the characters, they kind of look what was that? Toy Story ish, kind of like the toy soldiers, the little green toy soldiers, or even I do believe there was a movie back in maybe it was the 90s or early 2000s that came out with little plastic soldiers. They do look kind of plastic ish, but to be fair, it is an avatar that you're basically playing. Your character is I do believe like jacked into a system or onto this planet into some type of avatar. Correct me if I am absolutely wrong. But yeah, so I'm gonna get into a little bit of what marathon is going to be about. At any time, jump into the chat. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm hoping if there's any issues with the sound, you guys let me know if the sound from the videos or anything is too loud. Definitely let me know. The first video I will be getting into is going to be the shorter one. I'll uh, I'll bring it up, put it on pause for now. So just to go over Marathon, the deep dive. So the core concepts of this game, and I've kind of put a little bit of stuff together for this. So Bungie's Marathon is a sci-fi. It says PvP, PvE, but I am just going to stay with PvP. But yeah, I put PvE in there because it I do believe there's almost like AI robots or AI enemies, which gives me that kind of PvE aspect of it. I'm not 100% correct about that. I've done as much as I can. This is an extraction shooter set in the vibrant, stylized dystopia. It's a spiritual successor to their 1994 marathon series. I don't even remember playing that. I kind of like I've seen the gameplay of the original marathon from the 90s, and I mean, when I was a kid, I played so many games. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But it's not a direct sequel. It's a reboot that keeps the theme and the world while evolving the genre and the format of the game. So uh, I do believe after Marathon, I'm not too sure which games Bungie actually created after Marathon, if it was directly into Halo. So I'm not too sure about that one. Um, but yeah, so this game, if you're trying to equate it to something, it is going to be like Tarkov or Division, Dark Zone. So I've played Division. I've watched people play Tarkov, but for me, I was kind of like, I'm not. It's not my type of PvP. But what I do love about Bungie is it has an absolutely like they have an absolutely unique character movement and the gunplay. I've never really played a game. I think a lot of the games the characters just move weird. There's no body movement like there should be. They look kind of, to me, clunky in a lot of first person shooter games or even third person shooter games. So that's my opinion. So the setting for Marathon is going to be in on a planet called Tau Ceti, and I do believe you like your actual character or the person playing the avatar is on a space station in orbit, because in the video, from what I've seen a little bit of, they kind of say down there. So I'm going to assume that they're talking about on the planet's surface where they're not. So I'm going to say they're in a space station. I'm not too sure. The game takes place Tau Ceti, a planet once populated by the colonists from Earth. So these are descendants, obviously, of humans. So is it tied to other universes? I don't think so. I don't believe it has any tie to Destiny, although I did kind of hear a traveler from a distant land, so that I have no idea about. I have no idea what they're relating to. There is some absolutely amazing people that get into the lore, especially someone on the Destiny side. Bife, I don't know if he's going to be deep diving into the lore of Marathon and doing it just like his amazing job has been in Destiny so far. If it hasn't been for that guy, I wouldn't know shit about Destiny. So, moving on, you play a character, and the character is a runner. I do believe there is 4 different characters which are unique to choose from. The features of those characters, you're going to have to wait until you get in game. I do believe there's one that's a defense, one that is support, one that is like I'm going to be relating a lot of things to Destiny. So I do believe there's one that's like a hunter, so that's stealth character. The 4th one, I'm not 100% sure. So hopefully there'll be more videos to be released. The worst thing I could say about Bungie when it's coming out with new stuff is give us more. If it's an 8-minute, make it a 15-minute video. Give us more. Give us more in-depth stuff. Something to actually, sink your teeth into, chew on for a bit. So it's a cybernetic mercenary searching for loot, answers and artifacts left behind by colonists. So I do believe something from what we've seen in the video so far, something happened to these colonists on the planet. We're going to take a look at that when we get into the video. Moving on, it's unclear if the colonists are dead, missing, or something else. Bungie is teasing deep mystery here, so obviously that is getting into the huge lore side of things. I might be, covering a little bit of the lore kind of to get more in depth to the understanding. I do believe some of the technologies will be discovered in the game, because like I said, it's a looter shooter, or extraction shooter, so there is loot and there is extraction, obviously. So runners dive into abandoned zones to retrieve AI fragments. So I'm going to say those AI fragments are definitely going to be the pieces in the game that give you that lore, or tell you more about what's going on, more about your character, and more about the avatar that you're playing, or more about the environment and what happened to the colonists, and so on. So putting it all together, there's no campaign. So there's no story to play through. It is 100% that PvP/PvE-ish environment. Moving on, AI fragments, data, rare tech, and try to extract alive. So that's the main part of, obviously, the extraction shooter, before other players and environmental threats. So the other players and environmental threats. So like I said, I do believe there's these other AI robots that will be going after you, as well as armaments, if you want to call them, or different things like that placed around the map that are definitely going to be a burden to your character's life. Moving on, gameplay, like I said, it's a PvP, PvE. You're not alone, so other PvP players will be in the team with you. On the part of proximity chat. I don't think they're going to be incorporating that. Toxicity. People are dicks, immature. So it's better sometimes not to include that. Then you just don't have the gripe of people griping. Next, so Bungie emphasizes persistent progression, but high stakes risk and reward. The twist, you have to extract safely with what you find, die, and you will lose it all. So I do believe it's Call of Duty. It's the same thing. It's, you extract or you die, you get what you find and you keep and everything, and you upgrade stuff from that. Exotics in here, I have no idea. Is it going to be like, what's the ranking system on these weapons? I don't know how they're going to be placing that. I don't know how the sandbox is built 100%. These really aren't things that have been elaborated on 100% as far as my knowledge goes. So traditional campaign, Bungie confirmed no linear campaign, but the game has deep lore and evolving world building. Narrative will unfold through player discoveries, in-game events, and world changes over time. The other one that I heard mentioned before was that there is environmental changes during your matches. So whether that's raining or it gets windy or maybe there's snow or it's extreme heat, I'm not too sure. Or even if that's possibly a thing, but it honestly pretty cool. So one of the things I like about Helldivers is that changing environment on the different planets that you go to. Not saying that they need to do that for PvP maps, but it would be kind of interesting if you started taking damage if you were directly outside versus staying inside or coming from outside to inside, and your health is already low, so somebody kills you immediately. That would be kind of interesting as well. So moving on, the art style and tone, it's not dark and gritty like Destiny. Destiny has been all over the place with its colors, with its settings. You have that darkness of being in the hive. You've got the bright worlds of the Vex. It's definitely going to be more of that, the bolder colors, the deeply stylized look, inspired by synthwave, cyberpunk, brutalism, and Bungie's iconic sci-fi design, UI, armor, and environmental design feels alien and sleek and surreal. It's going to be one of those things that your character is going to pop. Your environment is going to pop. Even the character you pick, obviously, they're going to have different personalities. How that is going to be presented to us, I'm not sure yet. Basically, it's that think high-tech Dreamscape meets Tron and Ghost in a Shell. Yeah. Also, I did use AI to put this stuff together, so don't think it's all me. It's AI as well that's helping me put these questions together. So deeper lore theme. Rampant, like I said, rampant AI is in the game. Free will versus control, time loops, and multiverse. This is going to be a bit of a twist inside the game, how they're going to introduce that, how that's going to work in time loops and multiverses. To even elaborate on that and how that is going to work is going to be interesting. What Bungie's look is on everything. So Bungie wants Marathon to be a new live service pillar alongside Destiny 2. They said it will be supported long term with seasons, events, evolving maps, and community driven lore shifts. It's competitive, but not an esports title. And I'm going to touch on that esports a little bit more after the videos. More like a high stakes survival shooter that rewards both skill and exploration. It is going to be coming out on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, which is absolutely awesome. You'll have that cross play across all platforms. Yeah. So I want to get into the video. We're gonna go over a couple of the videos and see what it's all about. So I wanna even right there was that is 100% a Warlock flick. 100%. I am going to say that that these characters here are going to be the AI, seeing that they're not bright, punchy colors like the characters that you are playing. So like I said, it's definitely PvP. So and it also has that Call of Duty, you know, when you get somebody down on the ground. And my first experiences in Call of Duty not only was that interesting proximity chat, but being down on the ground, you know, waiting for somebody to come along and to patch you up with, you know, that healing kit or whatever, somebody else from your team, right? But was, you know, this being wrecked by some person and then teabagged to all hell, where you would basically beg for death. Yeah, yeah. That was my experience of Call of Duty. It looks kind of like that's what it's going to be in Marathon. Proximity chat. Should we add that? Will there be team chat? I'm not too sure how that's all going to work, but you know, and I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in chat right now. Actually, is the link for Discord. So if you know you want to go in with a Discord team of your own, I do believe it's 3v3. So if they're going to be adding, or if there already is 1v1, or just go in, you know, solo, so you could check out, you know, the environment yourself, or if it's solo where you can go against AI. I'm not too sure what they're, you know, what they've got planned for that aspect part of it yet. I hope they do, honestly, to go in 1v1 and then be able to pick like a difficulty scale from easy to holy fuck, this is competitive as all hell against a AI AI setting is definitely going to be interesting if they have that. But yeah, you can definitely see some of these weapons look like something from Destiny for sure. The characters, not at all. But yeah, let's move on.
Death, the end of all things.
I definitely like the defragmentization of the characters. I don't know if that's just going to be to the video, native to the video, or not. Noon? What do you mean Noon? What's up? What's up, Deepa? What's happening out there?
But the dream is not over.
Appreciate you joining. Thank you.
Yours. Now, run.
I definitely like the look of this. I'm gonna say he's like a hunter-ish character. The darkness, the red eyes, almost has that Sith look to him. What are your thoughts on Marathon so far, Diva? And I caught this as well. This is a very Cabal looking character, if I did see one. Big, chonky. The things in the back are a dead giveaway for that Cabal look for sure. But yeah, it does have that blocky, you know, cartoonish character look to it, almost like things weren't smoothed, or you know, that's the look they really want to go with. So instead, it looks like instead of having a character, you know, like a Titan that creates a bubble, you have like little areas that you can go to that give you protection. Sliding into it, you activate it, or somebody else on your team activates it. What's happening, dude? Speak to me there. What's going on out there? Are you able to hear the video and everything out there, Deepa? At least I hope you are. And that's one thing I like is that like the blood or juices of the character. I'm not 100% sure, but the way it spatters out, you can kind of see it blend with the environment as well. You know, it's not just red juice. It's you know, it's got that paintballish glow look to it. Next video, we've got this one, which is a bit of a more of a gameplay.
So you can get right back into the fight.
Let's try and start it off in the beginning. You all good, Deepa? See, and I don't know how much of this, you know, being able to walk around and like check out the environment or check out, you know, sniping positions, is a lot of these, you know, single PvP, as it is more of that run, find your people to kill them and grab stuff and get out as fast as possible. So I don't know how much there's, you know, going to be this slow movement. I'd love to see it.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18.
So points of interest, is there going to be like, you know, hold the position or defend the position for a certain amount of time, and or hold the zone for a different amount of time? I mean, that in PvP in Destiny, that's one of my probably one of my favorite things to play, especially during Iron Banana.
Players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats, to scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti
Just 1 second. I want to make sure that sound's coming through properly. And of course, it doesn't want to let me see if sound is coming through properly. If sound is coming through properly.
4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map.
Oh, it's
Before
beauty.
deploying, you'll
Beauty.
strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make
See, this kind of reminds me of the Cabal drill that comes in, and you stay in the circle and not try to blow up from freaking spaceships up above. That does remind me of that. It definitely looks different, obviously, but it definitely reminds me of that public event.
make it out alive. Die.
See, and I wonder if there will be areas in here where it will be non-combat, and like say you're putting a plan together with a team, because I guess you can put a plan together to say go after the AI environmental robots that are after you. So I wonder if there's non-combat zones versus combat zones as well.
And all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
So taking a look at what's inside your character interface here, your UIs, you got equipment, cores, implants. So are these going to be, how are they going to have it set up? So you got different shields. There's probably going to be like different colors or different colors represent different things. Maybe there's yellow, maybe there's purple, maybe there's green, or going to be different things. You got equipment. This kind of looks maybe like a grenade, not 100% sure. In the middle, so you got your backpack, so different weapons, different bags, maybe clips, and obviously this is also one of those games that you're going to have cosmetics for. How they're going to be dispersing said cosmetics monetarily, probably, but yeah, we'll see what we get. Right side, so container. It is definitely going to take a little bit of getting used to. Value, so $300. Obviously, that's going to be in-game currency. Yeah. So you got your damage 12, handling is a 10, stability that is definitely for this weapon. Range, so 31 meters, reload 4.0 seconds to reload that specific weapon. Magazine, it's a 35 round magazine. I don't know what it's out of. Is it 10 out of 10 for the handling? Stability, is it 20 out of 100? Because obviously that's, you're going to be like if it's 20 out of 100. So I don't know what the stat is actually showing, or what is it, 20 out of 40? Is it 20 out of 50? Not too sure. So I'm definitely going to be getting into how everything is going to be looked at from that in-game perspective.
Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponent.
What was that popped up there? Let's see.
Never the end. Think quickly on your feet.
Some type of HUD.
But it's never the end.
Biscuit. Okay. I'm not too sure.
Think quickly on your feet
Leave through.
and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your team.
So it's kind of looking like obviously you have your melee weapon. That looks kind of like a knife down in the bottom right. You got a couple of different weapons. Is it going to be like a primary, a secondary, and a heavy? Not too sure.
Teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, Factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class.
I mean, if this is supposed to look like in-game, like just look at the character running. Like that, how many games are actually that look that good, that smooth, you know, body movement and not. I think a lot of games, your characters just
Get right back
weirdly.
into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly...
So that's definitely, like I said earlier, there was that flick, that warlock move, you know, the hand there with, you know, like charging your grenade, or, you know, charging part of your melee or something, being able to throw it. That's definitely relatable to a warlock.
Dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero to hero run or
Oh yeah, so here you go. Here was what I was talking about earlier.
zero to hero run,
Your environmental conditions. So there is definitely going to be rain. You got that cloudy, that, you know, that little bit of lower visibility. That is absolutely awesome. I'm not 100% sure what's out there now, or if it's in like Tarkov, that environmental condition, but I'm definitely stoked to get in there to see what that's going to be like. And you can obviously see right hand melee. That is definitely your knife.
or high rolling with powerful gear. You'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews.
And I wonder if there's going to be finishers, like if you're able to finish, you know, press your finish button or whatever, to kind of put that together.
Have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in.
That is definitely fucking awesome. That face pop open there.
Marathon is designed.
That is cool, honestly. Yep. Another character, red eyes. Gonna take a
To be
look.
played in crews with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death.
But it does, the characters, they do have that like really blocky look to them, honestly. I mean, if I had to gripe about something so far, it's definitely that. It's not that the characters are weird, it's just that they're blocky, you know.
Is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for you.
And even one other thing I could kind of gripe about, when throwing a grenade,
Challenge.
you see that arc that pops up. I fucking hate that. I think it's so annoying. Just get used to where your character should throw. Don't
We
add
give you
that
the freedom
line
opt
to
out of
follow.
crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a
100% that darker looking character
you'll have
is
to adapt on the fly
totally
if you want
like
to
a
survive.
like a hunter. Coming out of nowhere up for that jab with the knife there.
Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies.
Yeah.
Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends.
That is pretty cool to be able to zip across that floor and have that animation like that. That actually does look pretty cool.
And grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of
Oh, so you got stims for healing
where
too.
you and your friends will start to
That's kind of interesting. So definitely opening some of the chests or crates or looting other players or even NPC characters. Be able to pick up those stims, dodge around the corners, stim yourself, go back out. You know, instead of in COD, I do believe you put these plates inside your chest.
unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Yeah. So that definitely gives you what the gameplay is going to be like. 100%. It's totally got that movement that you would expect from Bungie, that you know, going. One of the biggest things with Destiny, with the PvE slash PvP, they've always had that issue of weapons that are amazing in PvE break PvP, or you know, vice versa. They're shit in PvP, but they're really good in PvE. So to have that balance, or not have to worry about that balance in a 100% PvP game, it's definitely going to bring that group from Destiny, or even the PvP players out there, whether it's you know, the big esports players, to be able to try this game out. Like I said, I'm going to get more into esports next video though. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I said, like, the character you're actually playing is an avatar. So like I said, I think you're in space, inside like a space station or something. That is definitely what this looks like. Is this the moon? I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. So you've got basically the character you are, and then the character you're playing. And I'm going to say, like, this, looking here, like, this part is not where we're going to be, you know, playing. I think this is part of what the colonists had gone through. What is affecting them? Like, they're in some sort of a suit. Obviously, they can't directly breathe the atmosphere or something, but what would be affecting it? Has to be environmental if something is affecting you in this kind of way. Twelve, 21, 28, 27. Yeah, that's a little bit in the future. I don't even specifically know the date in Destiny to relate it to when Destiny takes place, or like the fall of the golden age of Destiny. I'm not too sure on that. That would be cool, having, like a android exoskeleton. You build your character, you build your aesthetics, you put your colors, and then you watch it being created by these like nanite caterpillars. That'd be fucking awesome. Let me wake up inside this goo.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said...
And this was what I was referring to. What is that crossover? Or is there? Is it even talking about Destiny? I met a traveler from an antique land who said whatever. I'm not too sure if there is crossover. Like I said, this is Advanced Humanity 28, whatever it said there. And yeah.
Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies.
So obviously, since the colonists, like from where we are right now in the game to when the colonists died, there is a huge gap of time there where everything's weather torn. I do believe this was the little thing that they were scooting across the beach with there.
Whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it scope to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them. Lifeless.
And I do believe these data discs, I'm not too sure if that's what they're going to call them in game, but that's what I'm calling it. These data discs, you can find them throughout the PvP part. Opening the chests and finding things or killing the AI combatants.
And the heart that fed.
That's it. I swear to God, it looks like that shotgun from Destiny. What the hell is that thing called? The exotic. Conditional finality. I swear it looks like conditional finality. He's just like, I can fit it in my pocket. It goes here, it goes there. I'll stuff it in there. So this is what I was saying. You were in orbit or in a space station or in a colony in orbit. Maybe you're the remnants of what's left of the colonists or what's left of this civilization. But I do believe that what you are on the planet is an avatar.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood.
And that's exactly where I'm thinking down there is, are you specifically going down there? Or are you operating an avatar down there?
Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky.
And the grounding size or the grounding exercise would be referring to, because, they're transmitting your mind into an avatar. You got to have something that doesn't mess up your brain. Doing that transfer is what I'm going to say they're referring to.
Yeah, it's supposed to be my lucky charm.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mother. Your mother.
Now,
You know that's
consider
your
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
So, if you know any of the lore from Destiny, as like the Guardian, the emotes, jumping off the tower, the Guardian is actually kind of messed up in the head because of how many times they've died and rezzed and died and rezzed. Yeah. Maybe that's kind of what's gone on here. You know, they've been transferred down and died, and then transferred down and died, and rebuilt and died and rebuilt and died so many times. Maybe their minds are kind of going a little bit strange. The landscapes in here are definitely really awesome.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Ooh. Let's just take the time to observe the chick listening to some music instead of taking the shot. Should have taken the shot. So I wonder, is it like like maybe a hand-based energy weapon, or like do they actually have powers? So I think it's the UESC is the AI. I'm not sure if like these characters are actually part of the UESC or the AI, like the NPC characters are the bad one. Like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Because I definitely like on anything. Yeah, you see, there's UESC, but on the characters we're going to be playing, I don't see any UESC logos on them specifically. You just popped her head off. See, and look at the blood. Just looks like you've been splattered with a paintball.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless wreck. Boundless, alone and level sands stretch far away.
So maybe these are like the futuristic survivors from the colonists. Obviously, they are, you know. Yes, Mr. Commentary. Good job. Yeah, they're survivalists of whatever the disaster was, maybe. Oh.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Yeah. Well, my thoughts 100% so far is definitely going to be, it's interesting. I think it's going to definitely have that place within the PvP genre and the PvP world. Am I just hyping it up positively? No. There are some things I don't like about it. Like, I hope it's not, I hope the character doesn't look so chonky in you know, like so blocky inside the game. Like when you're looking at somebody, you know, that I hope they don't look like what's that game, the movie they just made with the yeah, I hope they don't look completely boxy. That they look more smoother, more realistic. You know, it's always about that immersion, you know, from us to the character, 100%. Other than that, you know, there's been comments, no, not Dune, Marathon. There's been a lot of comments about, DEI and stuff. I honestly, the only DEI I see in this game is whatever Bungie has within their own staff, or what they choose to, you know, do in the office. I don't see none of the DEI in here. Characters are characters, and it's a bloody video game. You know, you can't. I don't think you can really speak on that part of anything. Joshua, thanks for joining there, man. What's going on? Other than that, the one thing I am going to mention about this is definitely esports. You know, it's never been mentioned by Bungie. Oh, yeah, this is going to be our way into esports, but I do believe it's something that Bungie has always wanted to get into in the aspect of PvP, and they couldn't do it with Destiny just because of how much broken balancing there is between the PvE side and the PvP side. And I mean, you having to nerf weapons and buff weapons and abilities and so on and so forth. They just couldn't do that. But I 100% do believe like how everything is set up here, and the scaling of the way that they want to go with it is definitely could be a way into the esports side. And even what I've written up here, like Bungie's bold entry into the competitive arena with the high stakes PvP game, the extraction shooter, built from a ground for tense skill based encounters, unlike Destiny 2, which leans heavily on the co-op and story driven content. Marathon focuses on competitive survival, squad tactics, and player driven outcomes, all core pillars of successful esports titles, 100%. And I mean, this is new. It's got the colors that pop. I love the colors. You know, it takes everything away from that dark, grim, Destiny world where everything you're going against is dark, right? It's fast paced, stylized gameplay combined with persistent progression and high replay value. Makes it ideal for tournament formats, ranked ladders, and streaming showdowns. 100%. I mean, this game being streamed and the competitiveness of it with the character movement and the gunplay, it's going to be next to none. Destiny has and Halo have been games that are unmatched for your ability to, like, your character's ability, movement ability, as well as the gunplay. There's no other company that delivers it. That's 100% always what you expect from Bungie. At this point, the downsides to it coming from Bungie are just buggy issues, or Bungie not listening to the community. Bungie fucking listen to the community always. Does that mean listen to the content creators? Hell no. Not all the content creators are correct. If they're saying, oh, it's too easy, you need to change this, don't listen to them. Listen to the people they're going against. Don't listen to the minority, listen to the majority. Servers, and I even tweeted this today, about what have you guys done to mitigate the issues with the servers? Something we've been asking for a decade now. I like the Durandal to be somehow in the game. I wish there's going to be more crossover than what we're expecting. 100%. I think the controls and everything. I think a lot of the weapons do look the same. Like the one I was mentioning earlier. Do you think I can remember what it was called? Absolutely not. Conditional finality, I do believe. Yeah, the shotgun. So conditional finality, they definitely had that crossover. Maybe they even took it from Marathon and introduced it into Destiny as that raid shotgun. So I'm not too sure it actually is a really good shotgun though. Yeah, esports, I think it's going to be absolutely huge. I think the watchability of the game, from Twitch, YouTube, whatever platform that you choose to watch things on, or participation in those things, the events that they're going to have in game, I think it is 100% going to be absolutely awesome, fun to play. Like every other game is going to have its drawbacks. It's going to have its, hiccups here and there. There's going to be things over the year that they're going to have to work out and yeah, everything needs to be polished. Everybody's going to have an opinion. It's definitely going to be a game that you're not going to get 100% the ability to comment on it until you play it. But yeah, give it a chance. I'm going to give it a chance. Why not? Fuck yeah, it looks cool. Even some of the cosplay or some of the art that I've seen so far is absolutely stunning. Like I said, the colors, they pop for me. The green, the yellows, the everything, the way that the character bleeds into water. If you're able to see those visuals in the game, 100%. But yeah, I think I've already gone too far with how much I've mentioned in here. If you guys want to leave the comments, hit up the like button. Appreciate it. Hit up the subscribe button. Join the Discord. I'll pop it again in the chat there. There was a time Bungie was saying they had no intention of bringing Marathon back to life. They were drunk off Halo money. That's true on so many levels, though. I think Bungie was drunk or high off of Sony money as well, because you know, I really think that a lot of that money just went thrown into a fan and poof, gone. So many things that they could have done with that and failed to do so. Like I said, if they are going to take opinions, take it from the majority, not the minority. Content creators are definitely the minority. You know, everybody's got an opinion. Some things are right, some things are wrong. That's just my look on things. Everything I mentioned in here is definitely my perspective. Everybody's free their own. Let me know what you think. What's your perspective? What do you guys got on the outcome? You know, even some of the things that I said, if, you know, you've got another take on things, I always love looking at both sides of the coin, the positive, the negative. Yeah, everybody's got a coin in their hand. Let me know what you guys think of the things. Joshua, deeply appreciate you jumping in there with your comments. What about you, Joshua? You going to be playing Marathon? Let me know. Hit it up in the comments. I'm going to end the stream so it isn't, you know, totally an hour long. Hopefully I'm closer to just 45, maybe 55 minutes. All right, later, y'all.